Welcome back to Native Honor Hours. This is what season is this? Anyway, I'm Ed Zendejas, and my co-host is
Cindy Kraft.
What season are we in? It's fall.
How many seasons have we done adding the radio show in?
Kenny said we're in our 6th season.
This. How long has it been since when did we start doing just the radio?
I don't know,
Kenny?
but you imagine 6 seasons, all the royalty checks we're going to collect when we retire.
Well, if it was just my show, yeah, you're on it, so that brings down our ratings substantially.
Kenny, we don't get royalty checks. What are we doing this for then?
I laughed when I saw Kenny posted it. We're on Spotify, Insta, you name it, we're on it.
It sounds pretty impressive for about 10 viewers, huh?
Well, this is a tough time. 3 o'clock is right when school gets out. That's why it's good anybody can watch it later.
I have to say this. I'll tell you, I was at a function. It was a sort of a picnic tailgate kind of thing, and some guy who I know sort of kind of a little bit, he came up to me and said, "Hey, when you guys gonna have your show?" And I'm like, what? I saw you on TV. What? I would not expect him. Yeah, apparently what happens, Kenny, is that people get really bored and they're channel surfing, and they come across something. What? Indian, Native, what?
And they say, isn't that woman intelligent? Isn't her contribution fabulous?
I said, why do you have her on? You carry the show. What good is she?
I am the yin to your yang.
But
everything you say, I disagree with completely. That's why we get along so well. We are definitely opposite sides of the spectrum on most things.
Yeah, I'm smart and you're
smarter.
Well, we've been away.
So hey, let's do a little promo for the show tomorrow. You're having a special show. Who's your guest?
Well, I'm excited about our next couple of shows. Tomorrow, I guess I can announce this because Kenny said that right, Kenny, you're going to be able to make this. All right,
figure something out.
like to thank our executive producer, director.
The ever patient
what are the titles
Kenny.
You have?
Producer, director,
Kenny Finley,
procurer.
But we're having a special show tomorrow. Special guest, Uncle Brownie, also known
in all his glory.
in all his. Gary Farmer is going to be here tomorrow. We're going to have and the reason why it's tomorrow and not one of our regular days is because Gary is busy right now shooting his other TV show, Resident Alien. He's in the studio, so it was hard for him to get away, but for us.
No, you planned it because you knew I'd be working, so you could have the show all to yourself.
No, I didn't plan it. I didn't know you was going to be working. I said, what days are you available? I said, we'll take whatever. He says, all right, I can do this on Friday at 10 o'clock my time, which I think the show is filming in Vancouver, which is Pacific time zone.
Just think how sad he's going to be when he realizes I'm not there.
He might be disappointed. He's probably more. If Sarah could come, I think that would brighten him up. But she's like, don't do that. But Uncle Brownie's going to be on, and for those of you who may not be aware,
no spoiler alerts.
Well, Gary is on the TV show Reservation Dogs. That is 9 episodes?
Was it 9?
8 or 9, I think 9. But he was in the finale, and it was quite
As
epic.
God made him.
It was an epic. He's in the last scene, and I mean, it was an eye opener.
It was creative
Okay.
and frightening because there was a hatchet involved.
But Gary, a lot of buzz about that. So I wanted to, get his perspective on what went all into that, and talk about, because
it's a hit.
The way the
They've
show
already renewed for the second season. It was a hit.
It was, but my point is that the last scene, I don't want to give away too much, but it makes it appear that Gary is going to have maybe a bigger role in season 2. So it'll be interesting to see. He may not be able to disclose anything. I don't know if he knows anything, because I think they're still writing it, but it'll be fun at least to talk to him about that. So tomorrow at noon, with the one, the only Brother Gary Farmer, also known as Uncle Brownie, and Dan 12 Trees in Resident Alien. What's his character? I haven't. He also was in Rutherford Falls too, the other show.
Was he? Yeah. I don't remember him in Rutherford Falls.
Yeah. So
Rutherford. In order to help our viewers, Rutherford Falls is on Peacock. Res Dogs is on Hulu. Resident
FX
Alien,
channel.
Huh?
FX channel of Hulu.
Res Dogs, yeah, of Hulu, as is Resident Alien. Resident Alien is just playing on the Sci-Fi channel and FX, right? Am I right?
Yes.
Sarah, would you double check that for us? So people know where to watch it. There's so many and I believe Peacock is free.
But Gary is he's just blowing up, as are a number of native actors. We're getting quite a bit of exposure in terms
Is it amazing or what? It's a movement.
TV.
It's a movement.
I think maybe they're starting to listen that we need, at least some representation, and the representation that is on that, positively reflect what goes on. And so we're seeing more shows that feature native stories, backgrounds, actors, directors, producers. So it's been a good year or so that for natives in TV.
Well, and I will butcher his name, Taiki, the one who is basically responsible for getting Res Dogs on the air. He's a big deal. He is indigenous from, I want to say, Australia. He directed Endgame, and for Marvel fans, I mean, that's big. He must be big in Hollywood.
You know what? I was asking, what he's done, and people would tell me, and I don't go to movies. I don't keep up on that stuff. And so it was like, never heard of that. People were just like, you never heard of that? I said, no, I don't. But,
well, he was in Suicide Squad, and he was just in the movie I last saw.
I never heard of Suicide Squad.
And I have grandsons that are 11, 13, 16. So I watch that stuff. The Marvel Universe, love it. I'm a Marvel girl.
All right. Well.
Hey, Carrie. I mean, Kateri.
Kateri said she had some questions for Gary. You might want to let us know what they are, if they're printable.
Hey, that's a great idea. If anybody has some questions they'd like for Gary, post them. So we'll have them ahead of time.
We've seen a lot of them on Reservation Dogs, if you know what I mean. Multiple emoji faces.
Tell her we're all pretty sure what she means. I knew it had to be good when Sarah texted me and said, "Mom, watch it now." And Ed texted me and said he was blind.
I didn't say Did I say I went blind?
I went blind, or
No,
I'll
I didn't
never be
say
able to
that.
see again, or something like that.
You said that to me.
Hold on a minute.
I just said, have you seen the finale of Reservation Dogs? Let me know.
You know, you said you'll never be the same. I'll
Well,
never be
that
the
is a
same.
true statement, by the way. You'll never be the same. And
Well, you know what I liked about Res Dogs? They showed the positives and the negatives of the reservation.
Ed said I can't unsee that.
Oh, you said I can't unsee that.
Blind
which
for
is a
life.
true
And I
statement.
said I'm blind for life.
Ed said I need a hat.
And you said I need a hatchet.
No, because you have to watch the final scene. That's all I'm
Are
saying.
you going to act it out for us, Ed?
With my shirt on.
I was trying to think the amount. Somebody could offer me $2 million and I still don't think I would do it. My grandchildren never need to see grandma looking like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we're probably giving too much away. We probably shouldn't. But back to my point. We were discussing, what some of the native actors that are on TV right now, and actually we have featured many of them here at our film festival that we've had over the year. Our very first one, we had Choske Spencer, and we also had the Thompson brothers, and I saw on social media the picture of I think it's Lyle Thompson with the shirt off, and he was. I was thinking, we were talking before, maybe they could have got Lyle or maybe Jason Momoa to do the last got a body double for Gary in that last scene.
What was Lyle's brother's name?
Jeremy.
Jeremy. What's he doing? I see a lot about the Thompson brothers, but I don't see much about Jeremy.
Oh, they're all doing pretty well. They're playing professionally, and Nike, got Nike contracts, that kind of stuff. So then we had. Are you paying
We
attention?
had Jaime and Jeremy.
No, it was Jerome. They called him Heine.
Heine.
Then the
my
two,
crack look up team is letting me down.
Then the
Pretty
two younger
seriously.
brothers were Lyle and Miles.
Those are the younger.
But they were on our first season, our first film festival with Choske Spencer, and then we've had Michael Gray Eyes, who was nominated for an Emmy this year for Rutherford Falls, and has some other movies coming up. Who else? Of course, Brother Gary. Brother Gary, he's just blown up this past
How about
year.
Chris Eyre?
Chris
And
Eyre.
Irene Bedard.
Oh, and no, we also, that first year, we also had Sterling Harjo, if you remember.
14.
Back when
the
he
14.
was
What were they? 1412 or
1491.
1492s?
So we've had some some pretty prominent actors, directors, movie filmmakers.
Graham Greene.
Graham Greene was here. Ernie Webb, Rumble. We featured Rumble one year. So
Ernie Webb was one of my favorite guests for many.
Ernie and Graham Greene. Graham stayed for everything.
And the grandmas brought him soup and fry bread.
We had soup and fry bread with Graham, and he ate it. He was sopping that soup up, just like he was. He knew what he was doing. But it was fun, and it's been fun to be able to see them go off, and I'm not saying it was because of us.
Well, maybe it was. You never know.
Maybe,
Gary's
they
pretty big.
just,
Powwow may have done it for Brother Gary.
Yeah. But it's been fun to see them find a great deal of success, and it's fun to root for them because we can say, hey, we know them, we had them here. So it's been good to see. But tomorrow,
Who's our guest next week? Remind me.
Oh, segueing on to next week, we're having Sherry Becerra Madsen. She's an Olympian. won 2 medals at the Tokyo Olympics just a month or so ago, and she's Omaha, and she's from lives in Nebraska City, and she's been this. I think it was her 4th Olympics that she's won. I don't know, several.
What event?
She does. I think she does anywhere from the 100 to 400, 800 meters in the, I think it's the wheelchair division, and she's an amazing athlete. You imagine going to the Olympics again at, I'm not saying anything I guess I shouldn't say because it's been in the newspapers, and I think she's 44. You imagine, because I remember what I was like when I was 44. There wasn't anywhere close to, even in my younger days, so she's just an amazing athlete, role model, and so we're going to have her on next Thursday, so we're excited about that.
I look forward to meeting her.
Yeah, she's got kids. She would have been able to come today, but her daughter, she said, has a cross country meet.
Wow. Did you do track?
What's that?
Did you do track?
Did me?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was a miler and a 2-miler.
I was 50 and 100.
You were what?
I was the 50-yard dash and the 100-yard dash. I smoked, so I was only good for short bursts of speed, but I was.
Oh, that was the only time you did that was running from the bar to the bathroom. Don't be kidding anybody.
That was junior high. That was before I hit my.
Yeah, that was in junior high when you used to get into the bars with your fake IDs. We know what you're like.
That's in junior high when I was as tall as I am now and weighed 90 pounds. It was not pretty.
And had a fake ID.
We didn't have to. I was John Melton's daughter.
No, I ran a little bit in high school, and all I can do now is walk. That's it.
I hear you play a mean pickle game.
Pickleball.
Pickleball.
I play a mean pickle. No, we have a pickleball court in our backyard, and it's been fun. But certain, you know what? I was thinking, because us old guys, we sit around and we think, well, what Olympic sport could I have done or could I do? And we see, what curling is, don't you?
Yes. The most boring sport.
No, where you throw this, looks like they call it a rock, you roll it down the ice, and guys sweep the ice, and it's like a shuffleboard on a. I hear a bunch of guys say, "Yeah, I can do that," and I'm thinking, come on, how many of your wives would say, "You don't even know where the broom is. You don't know how to work a broom"?
I would have been an equestrian. I would have done something because we were rodeoers. So I would have been, believe it or not, I was a barrel racer. I broke horses and ridden bulls, cows in my life.
You did what?
My great uncle, Joe Badwan, had a big string of rodeo ponies that he used for all the Indian rodeos in the United States. And he had a big rodeo arena on his property. So we all grew up rodeoing. I was a barrel racer. I can break horses. We worked for him in the summer. We were definitely.
Could you get on
rodeoers.
a horse today?
Yeah.
Could you?
Bareback. We didn't use horse. We didn't use saddles.
Today.
We were bareback. Today, you bet I could.
Are you sure?
You bet I could. Oh yeah, in a New York minute. That
Can you
doesn't
stay
go
on
away.
one?
Sure.
If you got on a horse, could you stay on a horse?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I could still ride down in the canyons to find the
I'd like you to
horses
prove
if
that.
we needed to. Well, let's get me a horse and find out.
I don't know. You got Lucas with you today?
He just woke up.
Usually he's just watching you, making fun of you.
I'm his best friend in the whole wide world because I give him marshmallows.
And he's still young.
He loves his grandma.
Can you say
All right. Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about we've mentioned sort of Indians of the Week. Would be all of the actors that getting Emmy nominations, Brother Gary, all of those that are putting out a positive image about natives in the TV and film media, and that's good, and that's long overdue. And I hope that continues. And hopefully we'll get an idea from Gary tomorrow how second seasons are going in both of his TV shows, and maybe what else he has on the horizon. But definitely want to talk about the finale of Res Dogs. And if you're watching this today, one or two of you have any questions about maybe you want what you want to have asked to Gary about the finale, or what went into that, keep them appropriate, and we'll see what we can do tomorrow. I don't,
Okay,
you know
well-
what, that I don't want to see that either.
Okay, let's do it.
I
Sarah,
think-
we're going horseback riding.
I think that might, you know what, I take that, I don't want to see it because something bad could happen.
You know what? The horseback riding's easy. The horse does all the work. I can just sit on the horse. You know, that's the closest though I've ever come to really feel like I was flying. We didn't use saddles, and when the horses would just take off and you put your arms in the air, that was an amazing feeling.
Yeah, but you were probably that was about 50 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, more. I've been on a horse since I was like 4 or 5.
Imagine you trying to get out of bed in the morning and think, yeah, I can get on a horse. Come on.
I think I would be a little sore in my nether regions the next day, but I could, someone would have to help me get up, but I could do it. Kateri, I'm riding it and you're filming it and we're
No.
showing it on the show.
No, we shouldn't have even gone in this direction, because it could lead to some catastrophic results. So forget that we ever said anything about you.
No, I'm
riding
doing
a
it now and we're going to film it for the peeps.
horse.
You
I
know,
would
one
say-
thing I wouldn't do though, when we go up to Estes, we watch these people ride horses up the mountain on those tiny little trails. Not enough money in the world.
No, not gonna encourage you to do that, because
Well, with our few minutes left, let's get into our knucklehead, because I tell you what, I have some words.
all right, who's your knucklehead of the week?
Christie, failed governor, white racist, supremacist governor of South Dakota. Now we're pretending Indians just don't even exist. They're going to be completely left out of the history books.
Don't tell us how you really feel about her.
You know, she thinks she's going to run for president. She's not even as smart as Sarah Palin, and that's really saying something.
No, I would
She's
agree.
Trump Barbie.
I'd agree she's a knucklehead. For those of you
And for many more reasons,
So
encouraging Sturgis during the worst COVID outbreaks. You know, there's so many reasons that I would just love to meet her and have a chat.
let me explain to maybe some of them people out there that might not know why she is. You know, she's getting pretty close to having the Knucklehead of the Week award named after her. I know she doesn't. They're redoing the social studies educational standards, and most people are. And for some reason, you're in South Dakota. If you have any idea of history, there's going to be a lot of history about Native folk, and especially Cindy's ancestors. And to try to either brush it aside or not talk about it, or try to put a smiley face on it, you can't do it. And
No,
she's postponing redoing the educational, because she's afraid that they would actually tell the truth about the history of South Dakota. So she's delaying that, and also says she wants to outlaw critical race theory, which we've talked about here on this show a couple of times.
which also one of Jim Pillen, former Cornhusker football player, put up a resolution to abolish CRT at the university. Luckily, not one person except him voted for it. Wasn't it a 1-0 Nothing, or a bunch of the rest of the votes?
I think there are one or two others that did, but fortunately here in Nebraska, the regents, educational regents voted not to pursue that resolution. But that doesn't mean the issue is going away, because I think it's going to be a hot topic come the, this election cycle for governor, because apparently that's the hot topic if you're running for office. And
I just thank God Roadkill Ricketts can't run again.
Well, there's other things I think he can do. He's funding some other initiatives, but that's for another day. But
I've already got on one rant. We're not going to have
we're
two.
back. At least Cindy and I are back on the saddle again. Speaking of using that metaphor,
Back in the saddle.
Back in our seats saddle here, and ready for another season. Hopefully, we will.
And
be
maybe
able to
soon
have...
we'll actually be able to do it side by side. So when you get out of line, I can just take care of it like that.
No, I don't want to sit next to you again. I kind of like this Zoom, but.
Yep, right on, little sis.
All right. Well,
I agree.
Well, like I said, we might have to rename one more time. She's Knucklehead. I think we might have to rename it the Christy Nome Knucklehead of the Week.
Idiot of how can we change it to Idiot of the Week? Because she's worse than a knucklehead.
We've already created a brand. Anyway,
Okay.
Kenny's sitting there flipping us off, saying it's time to go. But remember tomorrow at noon, Brother Gary, Uncle Brownie. We'll see you then.
Tune in. Everybody have a great week. We'll see you next week.